Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quack Report. My name is Carter, and as always, I am joined by Nate, and we are here to talk some Ducks hockey, as usual. So, but before we talk about...
If that's what you can call it.
Hockey, yeah.
Considering that last game against Pittsburgh there.
Yeah. Yikes. Before we get into that, though, we're going to talk some local hockey here, some good old Coaldale Copperheads. And for everybody else that is listening, if you're like, who the hell is that? It's okay. It doesn't matter because we're really going to talk about Nate's performance at the Coaldale Copperheads game. No, he didn't get blackout drunk. Not that kind of performance.
I am the top center on the team.
No. His performance as the nerdy button pusher with a microphone at the Copperheads game. So I think you've talked about it on here before that you were doing like the in arena announcing for like penalties, goals, that kind of, and I guess DJing for the local I guess it's a junior team, but I actually don't know what the HJHL
it's junior B.
Okay. Yeah, what's the H, like the first H?
Heritage. Yes, the Heritage Junior Heritage Junior Hockey League. Yeah.
Okay, which is, just for context for everybody that doesn't know the levels of hockey, Junior A is like the league that Bedard is playing in. So Junior B is like the AHL kind of the junior hockey in Canada. So
it's
like that. That's
almost,
kind of,
yeah. So because you have like Bedard, I guess, would be major junior is what it's considered, which is another version of junior A. It's more like focused on the development side.
Yeah.
Then you have, at least in Alberta, you have the AJHL, Alberta Junior Hockey League. That's the junior A. So that's like your Brooks Bandits and that sort of thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But though, don't get me wrong, some of those teams could definitely probably compete with like WHL teams. And a lot of those guys will go to like college or something like that. Or actually, speaking of the Brooks Bandits, Kel McCarr played for the Brooks Bandits actually, and that's where he got drafted out of. So those guys can definitely compete. Don't get me wrong. And then you have.
Correct me if I'm wrong though. Like you don't necessarily get paid for junior A, whereas major junior you do.
Major junior correct? You get a per diem, which is not a whole heck of a lot from what I
know. Yeah, it's not like you can live off of it. And I mean, most of these kids are still in like high school, or not most, but a lot of them are still in high school. So like they don't need to get paid, but it's like, okay, here's something for your time because you're going to be traveling and missing classes, and you're only, social relationships are going to be with guys on the team, really. So
yeah, they they have billet families, right? Like just other families that they'll live with and that sort of thing. And yeah, the per diems are more for like meals on the road or something like that. So but
I don't think that happens in junior A though. Like you just
no, junior A
you do get that a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So depending on how far away somebody is or that sort of thing. So like I know for the Copperheads, there's one kid who's from Saskatchewan, who's playing all the way in Coaldale and stuff like that. So yeah, some of the guys do it that way. So, but other guys are also just playing on the team, like they had to make the team, but they're also going to school at the U of L kind of thing, like a half an hour away or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
okay, but like you said, it's a different focus on like development, or like you just kind of are doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Or if you're probably in Kel McCarr's case, you just want to like light up some scrubs who aren't that good at hockey and just be absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
So but anyways, not here to talk about that, but that provides some context. So so you were doing that for this whole season. So you did for the whole regular season. Now they're going into playoffs. I finally made it out to a game and witnessed your performance, and it was all right.
All right.
Yeah. It's there. There was a few mishaps, we'll say. Calling guys by the wrong name.
That was, I felt so bad for that. So just context for everybody. So we had there's 4 overage players on the team that they'll be like aging out this year. And so we were doing kind of like a little honoring ceremony beforehand. And I read off the one guy's name, and then I started referring to him as a different player on the team.
Mhm.
And I felt so bad after the fact when somebody said that. They're like, you started out with his actual name and then you started referring to somebody else. And then you went back to the guy you were actually talking about.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, well, I guess I can apologize to him on Monday when I have class with him and he sits beside me.
Yeah.
But then it was funny because I actually did see him in the hallway actually as I was like packing up stuff
Oh,
in the
yeah.
back office. I saw him. So I just apologized right away kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was laughing about it. He's like, it's all good. My parents were laughing. My teammates were chirping me about it. It's all good.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think many people even noticed. And like, I don't really know the guys on the team
Mhm.
anyways, but like, I didn't even pick it out until I saw, because like the parents were on the ice taking a couple pictures of
Yeah.
like those guys. And so I didn't even know anything was going on until like the parents of this kid who were standing literally right in front of the
Right
penalty
in front of
box,
me.
which is in front of you, and then I was first row behind that. And they turned around and were like looking, and I was like, did he say something wrong? Or were like, you were also reading off penalty minutes, I think, for that guy too. And so I was like, oh, maybe they're just like
I
laughing
think so.
about that or one of his stats or something like that. And then at the end, I noticed that you changed his name, and then I was like, "Oh, did he say the wrong name? He must
Yeah.
have, yeah." So a lot of people probably didn't even really notice because like they knew who you were talking about because you said his name properly the first time. But
Yeah.
and
Good
yeah,
good times though.
I don't know if we want to say their names on here, but they both started with the same letter too. Like they both
Yeah.
started with
Yeah.
C, and as someone whose name also starts with C, I'll take anything that starts with a C. Honestly, like I've been called Carter, Connor, Chris, like. It starts with a C. You name it, I've been called it before. So
My
like,
grandma's almost there. She calls you Scotty.
yeah, it's got the SC, so
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
same sort of sound.
More an enduring name at this point. She's just like, that's your nickname.
Yeah, so it's all good.
It's like the high school social teacher I had in grade 10 and 12. She thought I was Zach for some reason. She's just like, you just seem like a Zach. And I'm just like, but
You do
I'm
kind of
not
look like a
Zach.
Zach, honestly. Yeah, just a little
So
bit. Yeah, but
but
anyways,
yeah.
you had a mishap early on. So I'll knock off a couple points for that one. But
All right, fair enough.
yeah, but you were very on par with the DJing. So it was not a good game. It was like a 7-2 loss for the
Yeah.
home team. So there was lots of goals against, and you basically played my grade 9 emo playlist for like when I was like, I don't know, asked a girl out and they like rejected me, and I just would go home and like listen to loud sad music
Yeah.
in my room. It's like that's the kind of stuff you played, like 3 Days Grace, Linkin Park. There's a little Nickelback in there.
Never Too Late by 3 Days Grace is one. In the End by Linkin Park is another one.
Yeah, Rockstar
Rockstar by
Nickelback. Yeah,
Nickelback.
there's a couple others that were
Some
that were
Say
in
by
there.
Sum 41.
Yes, that was the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Trying to think what else I have in that playlist, but yeah.
yeah, I don't remember, but that was good. And then so a couple points there, and you did take a request. I was like, "Are you gonna play the new Fall Out Boy at all?" And you said it's not on the system. But then I saw you in the first intermission. You went out of your way to add it into your little DJ grid.
Yeah,
thing,
I had to go into the back hall and like just check on my phone to make sure I was getting like the right version that I was looking for, even just so like
Oh yeah, so
because the
you didn't
music
have
was
to like
playing
pull it
through
up.
the
Yeah,
system, right? And I didn't want to like accidentally play it over the system as it was happening, kind of
yeah,
like during the intermission. And yeah, so but I was able to just like grab the one that I needed, and like when I pressed it was the test run basically. So I'm glad it
yeah.
worked
You were
out.
like, hope this works.
Yeah, I'm just like, otherwise I have the next song like right above it. We'll just grab that one. And
Yeah, so that was good. That was good. You did accidentally play a song in the middle of play, so you were. It looked like trying to scroll. I don't even know what happened. It looked like you were trying to scroll through.
yeah,
The
that's
thing.
exactly what it was. So on my personal on my personal computer here, the first thing I do when I got like either my first one or this one here, first thing I do is I turn off the like the touch click,
Yeah.
right? Where, like you just have to like touch it kind of thing. Like I make
Mhm.
it that you have to click in to
Mhm.
activate whatever it is, because otherwise that's exactly what would happen to me, like probably every 5 minutes. Like we'd be
Mhm.
trying to do this show and I would just fuck something up because I'd accidentally press something.
Yeah, you'd be getting the videos going on the side here,
Yeah.
closing out of the window, muting yourself. It would be a mess. Yeah.
Because that computer is not mine, I haven't turned off that feature.
Mhm.
And of course, in the last game of the regular season, I went the entire year without
Well, that's
accidentally
impressive
doing
then.
that until that game.
Yeah. Well, that's all right then. Yeah. But because I was there and I went to one game and you
So
did
did
it
mine.
once. I just kind of assumed that okay, he's done this at least once every game,
Yeah.
so got to knock you some points there. But yeah, otherwise solid performance. You did good on like all the sponsorships. Just like you read those off and just like middle of play, you were like, we'd like to thank these people. Boom, boom, boom. Like no stutters or ums or anything. And then it was like you were playing the music. You had you had good fade outs that timed well. You were consistent with playing Shepherd of Fire to when the team came out in the intermission. You were a good hype man. You were very clear about the 50-50 winners and all the other giveaways and stuff. Your pronunciation was on par. I even heard you asking a couple of the opposing guys like, "Hey, how do you say your name? Is it like this?" And
Yeah.
just
So
to make sure you got it right. So credit there.
yeah, and that's another thing that like I'll like during the warm-ups, because there's normally like coaching staff are like for the visiting team are like just kind of out in the corner by the boards there. So
Yeah.
I'll go over while warm-ups happening and I'll just
Mhm.
be like, okay, like just for the PA, like this is how I say this is how I say this, and like run through the entire roster with them and make any notes that I need to.
Yeah.
But just in case, I'll still because my thing is like if the guy's in the penalty box, he's already taking his punishment. He doesn't need me to say his name wrong as well.
To like butcher it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if I'm just need to make sure, I'll just double check kind of thing. And but yeah, during the 50-50, excuse me, the 50-50 read, because it was also fan appreciation night, we had like we normally have 4 prizes. It's like 50-50. There's a couple restaurant gift certificates and like a percentage off of like a gas coupon kind of thing.
Mhm.
And but we had a bunch more for like season tickets for the next year and other different giveaways,
Other like
in
merch
there.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
so I think there was like 8 or 9 different things that we were giving away compared to like the 4 that we normally do.
Mhm.
And I think I had like 3 left. And there's a guy sitting in the penalty box, like in the visitors one, like right beside me there. I'm like 3 left, something like that. And I'm starting to read off the next one, and I hear the kid go, "Man, how many things are we giving away tonight?" And I'm trying to hold it together as I'm reading this off.
Yeah.
As soon as that microphone turned off, trust me, I lost it.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, knowing the context of that now, it's like I had no idea that he had
Yeah.
said anything like that and you were trying to like stifle some laughter. Like that was well done. So
Yeah. Thank you very much. So
Yeah.
what's what I don't know what else what else from that night? Anything?
uh I think that's good. Yeah. Yeah. So, you had a couple
What's my
mishaps that you but you took them like a
Yeah.
pro. You did some good things. You took requests. You played good tunes. You were you had like a good excitement level for the goals. So I'd say overall A minus.
A minus? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
So
take that. So
pretty good. Yeah.
not quite taking Phil Hullett's job, the PA announcer for the Ducks. Not
Yeah,
quite there, but
no, not there yet.
maybe I could be his assistant or his backup.
Yeah, he's like, got a scratchy throat one night or something, like you could fill in probably. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Are you doing it again next year, possibly, or like you're gonna like move up to some other levels?
I haven't been asked yet to do it, so but we are headed into playoffs, so it's probably just like, okay, like we'll deal with this
figure it out
first,
after,
and
yeah.
then we'll figure it out
Or
after. So
or you don't think that your skill set deserves a look from the major clubs like WHL or even AHL, NHL, and something like that?
I mean, I wouldn't say no, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So at least a chance, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Should we get into the game now? The Ducks game, I should say.
We can, but you were telling me something before we got on air. There was something that I did, like sound effects wise, that you had a story about.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I wanted you to tell that because I was laughing at
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. So this is kind of a staple, I think, for a lot of arenas. That after the home team kills off a penalty, they do like the Mario one up sound effect. So you did that only a couple times, even though there was a ton of penalties. They were like all overlapping, so like there was never
There,
really even
yeah,
strength.
there would be like 5 seconds left on the penalty, and then they would get called for another one.
Yeah, and
So
I mean, like you could do it for the other guy getting out of the box, but it doesn't quite feel the same because like
yeah,
you still are getting like, oh, one up, like it's 5-on-3 now, it's 5-on-4.
yeah, it's
But
not the full strength, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But so you were doing it for the full strength, which is when I think I've never actually paid attention if that's when most arena or most arenas do it or not. But anyways, you were doing that, and you know, I think most people know what that is. But beside me, there was a couple of, or not a couple. There was actually like 3 or 4 girls that were probably 18, 19-ish. Like they they didn't look like high schoolers, but I think they either were or they were like first couple of years of university because they were like going through the rosters and they were like, oh, I have a class with this guy or I go to school with this guy. So like,
Mhm.
and the guys on the team were like 17 to 21.
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
17 to 20, I think is what it
17 to
is.
20. Okay. Yeah. So have to be around that age. But but actually, I think both the times you did the like Mario one up sound effect, they were like, oh my God, what was that? Like, what, like, why are they playing that sound effect? What does that mean? Like, what's going on? And like, they were just like so confused about the sound effect. And I was like, A, have you never been to a hockey game? And B, like, have you just never like seen Mario ever?
Just like played it at all, like heard the sound
Yeah, because
of
like
that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's in like Mario Kart and like Mario Party and like some of the more like I guess popular common games that just everyone would have played.
Yeah.
Or like there's even the movie coming out, and I mean I guess it's not out yet, but and I guess if you didn't watch or play any Mario, you probably wouldn't go and see the movie or care about the trailer or anything like that.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Maybe you would
I
be into it just for Chris Pratt.
I will say I like yes, I played Mario growing up,
Mhm.
especially Mario Kart. I fucking love that game.
Yeah.
And Super Mario N64.
Oh
Played a
yeah.
shit ton of that.
Oh yeah. That was a good
Um,
one.
but the Mario movie in particular, I'm not going out of my way to see it in theaters. That's one where
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna wait until that one
It's
is
like
at home.
do I want to spend $40 on a night out for this one, or can I
Do I
wait
really
until
just
it's
want
on
to
something
hear
else?
Chris Pratt's voice coming out of an Italian?
Yeah,
Like, come on.
it's a little weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I just thought it was funny because like it seemed like they knew like what was going on. Like they were saying like some of the cliche like hockey things in kind of like an
Yeah.
ironic way of like
Mhm.
when they would dump the puck in, they'd be like, oh, puck's in deep, or like if the defenseman like stepped up on a guy trying to enter the zone, they were like, oh, way to box him out, and then they would like giggle
Yeah.
about it. So like they kind of like obviously they'd been to a hockey arena before, so I thought it was
Yeah,
weird that they just, like, didn't know what that
their
was.
feed is at least filled on hockey TikTok.
That could be it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So never know, but yeah, I just thought it was funny. So. And if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, hit us up at Quack Report Pod and be like, "What? I've never heard this either." Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Do the Ducks do that? I think they do. I feel like
What?
I've heard that. The one up sound effect when a guy gets out of the box.
I don't think the Ducks do it. Like the
No,
Avs were the first team that I heard do it.
were they? Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
sorry, I had a really random thing where I was like,
Okay.
because I've been seeing the like the TV ad for the Super Mario Bros movie,
Mhm.
and it's the scene with Donkey Kong. And the
Oh yeah.
entire time I'm like, I recognize the Donkey Kong voice. Who the hell is it?
Mhm.
It's Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that'll be interesting. I'm like, it's like reading like, the rest of it. I'm like, okay, these are all really good. But Chris Pratt, not just get an Italian, please.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
You get Charlie Day doing Luigi, which I don't think I've actually heard anything of Charlie Day as Luigi yet. So I can't make a comment there. But
Yeah. I feel like there's one in the trailer where he says like a couple things, but yeah, I didn't even pick out that it was Charlie Day. So
yeah.
little-
And then Jack Black is doing Bowser.
Yeah, which is good. That makes sense.
Yeah. And Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. Okay, I do like that one.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a toad too. So. As in, like, he looks like somebody who could do it. Like, he doesn't look like a small mushroom.
I just want there to be a scene of just Toad, like in Mario. So what's your name? Mario. Mario? No, Mario. No, your name's Mario. Mario. Don't say it wrong. I need that reference, please.
Yeah, that'd be good. Okay. Now I guess let's get into the Ducks Pens game.
Yeah, we spent 20 minutes talking about my performance as a PA and DJ in the Super Mario Bros. Movie cast.
That's all good. It's that's whatever. It's whatever. Yeah, let's do it. So yeah, one that the Ducks fans and the players probably want to forget. A 6-3 loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins on Friday night. And that's not even the worst part of it. I think what's even worse is the shots on goal. What was it, 59-31?
59-31, yeah.
Jesus. Like, what are you doing?
Excuse me.
Like, I mean, the Ducks giving up an insane amount of shots isn't anything new this season. But how do you get 31 shots for yourself and then still somehow there's time left for the opposing team to get 59 shots? That's basically a shot a minute. That doesn't happen.
It's pretty clear when you look at this shot map here.
Well, yeah, but like
it is green except for like a speck of yellow, like just about orange, on top of the crease for Anaheim in particular. But then the Pittsburgh side looks almost like a fucking golf course, like a golf fairway, where it's like nice and green, and then just to your left is the pond, which is a large chunk of the hash marks to the goal line, and
and 3 goals in there.
3 goals can be found in there.
Yeah, and 6.25 plus attempts.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
It's rough. So yeah, it was a rough night defensively. Like we tried not to talk about the defense too much overall, just because we know it's bad, right? But last night was horrendous. That I made it a talking point.
It has to be at this point because it's like a new level.
Bad.
The first period shots alone, 25-8, 25 shots. Like, how did the Ducks even have time for 8 shots when you're allowing 25? That, like, you don't even have the puck, I don't think. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah, no, it was not good. And just to compare as well, the Ducks had 9 high danger chances against in the first period alone.
Oh, not surprising. Yeah. What was it? 3? It was 3-1 at the end of the first, right?
Yeah, 3-1 at the end of the first.
So yeah, that absolutely makes sense.
High danger chances alone was 27-7 in favor of Pittsburgh. That's chances. That's not shots on net. But so 27 chances for Pittsburgh, and then we take a look at John Gibson's numbers here, where he had 21 high danger shots against. 21 of 59 shots, like literally a third, were high danger shots.
Yeah.
And he only let in 1 of them.
Damn. That deserves a round of applause.
It's not just John Klingberg. It's the entire team owes John Gibson Wagyu steak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's...
Poor guy.
Like, just, like, what do you even say? Like, Christ.
Congratulations, John. You set a franchise record.
Yeah, I would hope so. Christ, like...
Yeah, 53 saves gets John Gibson the franchise record for most saves in a game by a Ducks goaltender. He beats the previous record of 52 by Mr. John Gibson, which that game was a 3-2 overtime loss to the Florida Panthers, April 12th, 2022.
So not that long ago.
So he has set the record twice in the span of a calendar year.
Yeah, 10 months. Yeah.
And
he's
the
he's
one
all
makes
over
sense
this list
it's
too.
It's overtime, right? So you get like it's extra time, you get extra shots against and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Gibson owns the top 3 spots for saves by a Ducks goaltender in a game.
Which speaks to how bad the team has been, but it also speaks to just how good John Gibson is, and if he was on a decent team, like what he could possibly do.
Yeah, so the third one, all the way back in 2017 on New Year's Day, which was a 4-3 shootout win for the Ducks over the Philadelphia Flyers, where he put up 51 saves. This record-setting one, though, is his worst save percentage out of the 3, though, at an 898.
It's the worst on the list, too, because most of the other ones are like, 9.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is.
The lowest one besides that, there's like a couple 918s. One from Hiller, and then there's 3 918s by him lower on the list. Where he gave up like 4 goals on 49 shots. So like still like a really good performance, right? But
or you have like the 895 for like the tied for third spot of J.S. Shiger in 2004.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that one, but
like besides that,
but that was still an 8-6 win. Then, so like that was just that was just chaos, anyways. Like,
yeah, exactly. In the top 10, John Gibson owns 6 of the spots in the top 10.
It's at a certain point, you're like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
let's help him out here.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3 of those 6 have been in the time of us doing this show.
Yeah, so since 2019.
Yeah. Actually, those 3 have been within the last calendar year.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah, the 10th overall was the Anaheim Vegas 3-2 shootout win on December 28th. Yeah.
Don't tell me you were trying to think of like what the 28th month was.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, no, it's just like absolutely nuts. Just out of curiosity, I also clicked on his most saves, or like the most saves in his career and season record. And John Gibson is actually currently in second place in most saves in his career for the Anaheim Ducks. And to be fair, he's also played the most seasons. Like he's in his 10th season with the Ducks. The next closest is Jaguar at 9, and then the guy who leads is Guy Hebert in 8 seasons, and he has 11,813 saves. And then Gibson is at 11,503. So he's 310 saves back from tying Hebert, but albeit in 2 more seasons. So, like Gibson's played 2 more seasons, and he's still lower. So, like,
sorry. Give me those numbers one more time.
You know what? We have the power. Let's share the screen here.
Sure. Okay. So Hebert has
11,813 saves in 8 seasons.
Okay, and then Gibson has. Yeah, I don't have my screen big there.
Here we'll zoom in. There we go. Yeah, we don't need all the stats necessarily. So, yeah, Guy Hebert is up here, 11,813 in 8 seasons, 441 games.
So, actually, here, wait, 310. Okay, we're gonna figure something out here.
Okay.
How many shots against are the Ducks averaging this season? Let's find that here.
Yeah. Oh, that's I know that is a stat that the NHL app does actually have. Yeah.
So I'm pulling it up here.
Okay. Shots against per game. Scroll to the bottom, or I guess, scroll to the bottom. 39.1.
Okay, so we'll go with 39.
Yeah.
Just for rounding purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Ducks were to have an average, like we're to have the average 39 shots against per game,
Mhm.
Mind you, I guess this is assuming that John Gibson gets shutouts in all of these games. Gibson will tie the record in just under 8 games.
Yeah. And well, let's give him
John Gibson is going to take this record this season, everybody.
Yeah, let's just give him a 900 save percentage just for fun. So it would need to be oops, sorry, I did that wrong. Times 0.9. So yeah, 35.
So
saves.
Yeah, so 310 divided by 35, 8.85. So 9 games.
9 games. Yeah.
So John Gibson will do this probably by the end of the year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Which would in terms of games played would put it at less games played, because he would be at about 423, 424.
Jesus
I mean, maybe 422. 420 if we keep putting up 59 shots against. We are recording I guess we didn't say this, we are recording this as the Vegas and Ducks game is going on. Let's see where that is at in terms of shots. Currently about halfway through the game, 18 shots against, so
yeah,
and,
so
16 saves, I guess,
30,
for Gibson.
36 shots if you're going that way.
Yeah. So so yeah, I mean, like, it's impressive, I guess, especially because like he will have played more seasons, and so he will be like the longest tenured Ducks goaltender. He already is, so like it makes sense that he would have that. But when you're looking at the games played, is like that much lower than Jaguar and Ibert, who are on the other side.
Remember, those seasons count though as well from when it was him, Anderson, and Hiller, right? They're trying to do like a 3 goalie rotation. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the games played, I guess, is more important that way. But out of the 3, he is the lowest, so he should be like lower in the totals. But
yeah,
looking at the saves in a season too is impressive as well. Like Guy Hebert, obviously it was a different time, so like he was probably playing 67, 69 nice games. But Gibson is 4th on the list in that 17-18 season, where he did have quite a few of his most saves performances as well. Played 60 games, 1,733 saves. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And then 22-23, like, it's still lower on the list, but we still have a lot of games to go. Where was it here? Yeah, 23rd, 1,184 saves in only 36 games. And like he'll realistically probably play another 20, because we have 30-ish games left, so he'll probably play another 20 this season. God
damn it.
Yeah, at probably 35 saves each. That's another 700 saves. Yeah, 1,800. It'll put him up there for sure. He'll be up here by the end of the season, barring any injuries. So,
and the as well, the Ducks franchise record now of 53 saves is good for 48th NHL league all time.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a 17-way tie for 45th spot.
Oh, okay.
At 53 saves.
What's the top? Just out of curiosity.
70.
Okay. When was that?
Which was Ron Tugnuts of the Quebec Nordiques in 1991. A 3-3 tie with the Boston Bruins. Cool. Where he put up a 959 save percentage, 70 saves on 73 shots. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, I mean, stellar performance by Gibson. Like, as always, he deserves a better outcome than we can actually give him. But yeah. In terms of other performances worth pointing out, you had a note here on Trevor Zegras as well.
Yeah, I just said that like Zegras' goal that he had there, that first one of the game, just shows what happens when you can quickly push to the front of the net. You can score
right off the face-off. Yeah.
Yeah, just in general, if you can push to the front of the net, because the Ducks suck at it.
Yeah.
If you can do that, you can score. It might help you. Just saying.
You'd think. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally it.
That was a good celly
we saw
by
the
him
heat
too.
map already, so.
Yeah, I liked his celly as well, like the little.
Yeah.
Like just kick and. Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah. It's kind of my go-to in the NHL games. I don't know why, but
yeah,
just whatever I can't remember if it's X or Y that does that kind of celly, but
I think it's X
Yeah, I don't
for
know.
that
It's
one.
just like
But yeah.
my go-to one, but yeah.
Uh, McTavish with the slick toe drag surprise again
Hmm.
for the third goal for the Ducks there. Or
Yeah.
sorry, for the second goal.
Mhm.
Um,
Again, his shot is really coming out like
and it just
in the back
throws
half of the
goalies
season.
off, especially because he's going like he's coming down low to the goalie's right. Like the
Hmm.
last few times he's done it, right?
Yeah.
And so the goalie's moving to their right and he throws it to the left side. It just like throws them off that way.
Hmm.
So that's something that I'm kind of hoping will become like the OV's office kind of thing, where like not the spot, but just that like it doesn't matter
That
how many
style of
things
shot.
you try to do to stop it, you just can't for some reason, right?
Hmm.
So and then yeah, Klingberg scoring the third goal there. He's he's actually trying to fight for his next contract now.
Yeah, like oh
Huh.
shit, maybe it's
Huh.
time to actually start playing some hockey and getting maybe I'll end up on a decent team now, and if when I get traded at the deadline, maybe I'll actually be able to make money. Maybe I'll actually be able to play in the NHL again. Like
That's honestly the thing right now. I was listening to Flames Nation radio that has our good buddy Shane Stevenson on it, and they were talking about Klingberg just for overall trade,
yeah,
as well as somebody that they were thinking that maybe the Flames could try to acquire
hmm,
for a playoff push there in Calgary. But yeah, they were kind of just talking about the idea that Shane believes at least that just nobody really went for him in the offseason, at least for the asking price that he wanted,
hmm,
right? So there's just not really the value there that um he was like Klingberg was thinking about. And it might not have
yeah,
even been Klingberg, because remember, he had fired his agent about 2-3 weeks after the trade deadline had opened,
hmm,
and then with his new agent got the deal with Anaheim pretty quickly. So it could
yeah,
very well have been a case where the agent just absolutely screwed Klingberg out
yeah,
of
absolutely,
future earnings, right? That he
yeah,
might not be able to recover from,
hmm,
which would be unfortunate for him. But just the fact that like nobody really went for him kind of thing, and now he's yes on Anaheim, who is struggling overall, but he is struggling also.
yeah,
That Shane personally believes he's like the first overall pick that Anaheim was kind of thinking that they might get is probably not what they're going to.
hmm,
He's like, I think they might be lucky if they even get a second. He's like, honestly, if he's like, if I was making a trade for him, I'm trying to put him in a position that's a bit more sheltered,
hmm.
and I'm going like a third round pick at most.
At
Like it'll
most,
be
yeah.
like a third or a fourth round pick. So
Yeah, and even then, like we
and
might have
Shane
to throw
hasn't
in like a prospect swap or something like that just to like
yeah.
make
And
it more enticing for the other team because they're like, yeah, like Klingberg could be nice as someone to bring in, but like we don't really need it, and like, do we really want to give up assets for it unless there's like, something else that we can say, oh, you know what? Klingberg didn't work out for this team and we gave up a third round pick for him. Like that sucks. But at least, we got this prospect in the deal or we swapped these prospects and, we're
yeah.
happy with that deal. So
Yeah.
there still needs to be something else, I think, for a team to be okay with doing a trade for Klingberg at this
Yeah,
point.
taking him
Unless he
on.
just goes absolutely nuts for the next 2-3 weeks before the trade deadline and shows like, okay, I've figured it out. I've turned it on and let's go. I'm ready to make a playoff push. Then I think some teams, I think one team will be at least willing to overpay for him.
Yeah.
Just riding the hot hand kind of thing. But
Yeah. The other guy out of Anaheim that Shane had talked about was Dmitry Kulikov.
yeah. He's
Um,
been traded at the deadline before, so I
yeah,
wouldn't be
exactly.
surprised if he went somewhere
On a
else.
few different occasions. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Yeah, Klingberg just now finally trying to, oh, hey, I right. It's not just for a trade. I have to get a new contract here again.
Yeah.
I mean, Klingberg for the entire season, but the Ducks scoring for the entire game, really, with McTavish and Klingberg in the third period there, maybe too little too late.
Yeah, like this was really a 6-1 loss disguised as a
It's a
6-3
6-3. Yeah,
loss
exactly.
because like I think Pittsburgh kind of sat back a little bit and just a couple of I don't want to say lucky shots, but just
Good bounces.
good bounces that led to the opportunity for these two players to take good shots. Because, I mean, say what you want about John Klingberg, especially this season, he does still have a good shot when he can get it off, and there isn't a shin pad to make him shit his pants.
He has a good shot when he's smart about it.
Yeah, exactly. And like he had a clear lane, so when he took
often.
So when he was given the shot and a little bit of time to pick his spot,
yeah,
like I'm not surprised that went in. And same with McTavish, like he was given a little bit of time and space to make that shot, and yeah, of course he's going to score that. But I think a lot of that is Pittsburgh just kind of sitting back, being like, "There's 5 minutes to go. We're up 6-1. It's the Anaheim Ducks." Like,
yeah,
we'll see. So.
And if you want to compare just like the overall shot quality as well for the Ducks, right? Because you look and you go, oh, 31 shots, that's not too bad, right? We did look at the heat map already. Casey DeSmith, though, had 6 high danger shots against.
Stopped all of them, I'm assuming.
No, 1 against.
Oh, okay.
One goal against.
Well, I guess Zegras is probably, yeah, that makes sense.
6. That's it.
Yeah, you need a little more than that.
Compared to the 21 in your end. Holy fuck.
Yeah, which those are, to be fair, those are like the two extremes.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, it was not a great night defensively or offensively.
Yeah. We can talk a little bit defensively. I was going to talk about this one as well, but I see you've got it in here as well. That third goal against with the who knows what's going on there behind the net.
It looks like Gibson's
and
wanting one thing and Fowler like wanted something different or thought something different, which that just led to just miscommunication there, led to that goal. Because
which is weird between those two because they've been teammates for years.
Yeah,
what, eight years now. Like it's just weird.
I mean, it's one thing just to base it off the reaction alone, but I feel like the reaction for this is, with Gibson at least, is normally pretty accurate. Gibson turned to Fowler right away.
Yeah.
But was like, what the hell?
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, I don't know. I honestly think that's on Gibson because he grabbed the puck and then didn't really move it. And then when he saw Fowler was there, and Fowler was only maybe a couple feet away from him, and instead of just leaving the puck for Fowler to pick up, he passed it to him, but he passed it in between his legs, which that's not what you want to do. And then so Gibson kind of coughed it up and with a shitty pass. So I kind of think that's on Gibson. I don't really think Fowler's to blame. Should he have been 2 feet away from Gibson? Probably not, but
because he didn't try to come in to come and take the puck kind of thing. He just slid in. So I think it was kind of on both sides, right? Of that's not the play that they usually do. It is normally a bit more to the corner. And Gibson's kind of waiting for that. And then just suddenly Fowler's right there. So he's just like, oh, okay. There's the puck there for you then.
Yeah.
Right. But it's also Fowler maybe not yelling of what he's doing. Right.
Yeah.
So
that could be it too.
It just has Gibson lost of what the fuck do I do with this here? Because there is there is offense coming in here and I need to get back in net. So
yeah, it was definitely miscommunication. I guess you could argue that both guys are to blame at some point, but I'm gonna take the side of the defenseman on here and blame Gibson. So
see, and I'll lean a little bit more to the other side, not to just be the devil's advocate on it, right? But if the defenseman is the guy, especially for Fowler, who's going to quarterback the transition, right? I'm wanting you to tell me what you want me to do.
Yeah, right? That's fair. And we don't know what happened there. If Fowler yelled something and Gibson either didn't hear or misunderstood or what was going on. But yeah, just based off of what I could see, Gibson should have just left the puck and gotten back into the net if he wasn't, instead of trying to make that short little pass that ended up going through Fowler right to, I don't even remember who it was. I think it went to Rust first, who then found Jeff Carter, or if it went right to Carter, I don't remember. But yeah, it was the third one.
Or Kapanen to Carter. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then, I don't know. It sucks too because it was 10 seconds to go in the period.
13 seconds. Yep.
Yeah. So, but I mean, what else is new in Ducks hockey? So
yeah, exactly.
It's just, but that was just the most obvious. You're right. There was lots of other defensive lapses. So
yeah, it just the note I have here is there's the Ducks defense being bad, which that we're used to at this point. The Ducks defense against Pittsburgh looked drunk.
Yeah.
Like they just had no idea where they were, no idea what to do, right? Guys are just aimlessly skating around. Somehow the team only had 6 giveaways, right? Like just like the transition wasn't great either.
When you don't have the puck, you can't give it away.
Yeah, I guess. So, yeah, I was trying to find how many takeaways though Pittsburgh had, because I'm sure that number is a little bit higher.
Oh, probably, yeah.
So
I don't know if that's something I can easily find. They had 4
takeaways.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Ducks or the Penguins?
The Penguins had 4. Ducks had 3.
Okay, so either way, like 10 times you got stripped of the puck in some way or another.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is like the Ducks, like trying to dump the puck into the zone and then not retrieving it, which isn't really a giveaway because it's a normal play. Like you're trying to make a pass. You're like I guess you are giving it away, but you're like willingly giving it away in hopes that you can.
My understanding of a giveaway is like a tape to tape pass picked off kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's
like
what I think too.
Throws it up the middle and Crosby like immediately grabs it.
Yeah, that's how I understand it too. Like if we're counting dump and chase as giveaways, like each team would have 40 giveaways in that.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so I don't really count that.
But
yeah,
it just looked drunk out there.
No, absolutely.
Like the guys were all at the bar and just went, oh yeah, right. We play the Penguins in a half an hour.
Yeah.
Get on the ice, guys. And like it's worse than your beer league game because the guys aren't drunk yet. Or the guys are drunk already. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Normally in beer league, you get drunk after the fact.
Yeah. Last thing I want to talk about here is the I guess little altercation between Crosby and Zegras at the end of the second there. So I did find the clip for anybody that is unfamiliar with it, or just to refresh your memory here. So, let's get it full screen here, pop it up. So this, end of a few minutes to go in the second period. Ducks down 4-1 at this point, shots 39-17, so just like absolutely nuts. And good Ducks whistled for, what's that?
Good times.
Good, yeah, fun stuff.
Cold shivers at night.
Ducks whistled for an offside here,
playing against them.
And then Zegras, gets the puck, kind of spins and like kind of like looks like he takes a shot pass over, but like whiffs on the puck, presumably on purpose. So I'll back it up again and then let it keep going here. So
a lot of years playing against them.
And then Crosby,
when they were in their heyday with the,
takes exception and just runs into Zegras, gives him a little look. Strom, Henrik obviously don't like that. But
I do have to laugh at the fact though that Zegras is like in frame, Crosby bumps him, and he's just immediately out of frame.
Yeah, it's good. They do have a replay a little bit earlier on. I don't want to play too long of a clip because I don't want us to get demonetized. But
as I say, you might want to turn off the volume.
Oh, I guess I can do that. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think Bali will want to do anything though. I think they want all the eyes on their product that they can get these days. But we've already talked about that. Yeah, I think it's the replay's coming up right away. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so like he spins and then like very purposely like kind of whiffs on it and is like whatever. But I don't know. That's like when I saw the caption at first on this video as well, that like, Crosby like takes a shot at Zegras, or Zegras takes a shot after the whistle, and Crosby like doesn't like it. It was like something along those lines, and I was like, but he didn't shoot.
Yeah, it's kind of like a kind of a fake, which like I can see that a little bit.
I get
You're
it.
still doing the motion, so like, hey, like don't do that.
Also, it wasn't even towards the net. It was like he was gonna fire it across the ice. So like he was gonna make that pass anyways if it wasn't offside. And then when it got called offside, he was like, "Oh, I'm still gonna make the pass, but I'm just gonna like fire it across at the boards because like I'm upset that this isn't an opportunity now." Like it wasn't even close to the net, which I think is what most people care about.
Yeah.
And like I've even seen it like where someone gets whistled for an offside and then they just like, fire a wrist shot at the boards. Like not even close to the goalie. It's like just literally like straight ahead of them from like the face-off dot, and like nobody cares about that. Like you can show some emotion there, but like when he just like whiffs on it, like it's just it's weird. Like I don't understand why Crosby's upset there.
I think it was kind of a it wasn't I feel like it wasn't necessarily due specifically to the action itself.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go back to the All-Star game here.
Okay.
Sidney Crosby says, yeah, you know what? I think we should go back to the 1-8 format because that just makes sense overall, right? And it would get better matchups and whatnot. Gary Bettman goes, no, you know what? That's going to take a lot of work, Sidney. We're not going to do that. So Crosby's going, okay, well, you know, I'm one of the top guys in your league, one of the faces of your league, and you're just going to say no like that and give no logical answer to it. Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me. And now I have to go do a road trip on in California where I really just don't want to right now, especially considering San Jose and Anaheim are just not worth my time. So this is the start of it. Gets Zegras the bump, and then the following night against LA gets his first game misconduct of his NHL career.
Yeah,
Sidney's just not having a good time in California. Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah, really. Like, why do you hate California? It's warm, man. And like, you just get to run through some garbage teams. So, yeah.
To be fair, the Kings were winning 5-0 at this point.
That's true, yeah. And then this shit in front of the net happens. So, I mean, it does kind of make sense, but like,
however, though, I will
say... Who pissed in Crosby's cornflakes? Like, why is he so upset? I don't, like...
I will say, though, actually, for Crosby and the Kings, the first game misconduct, I don't know where the hell that came from. The second one makes sense because you're stalking around an official when you've already been ejected. Yes, that's 100% grounds for another game misconduct. The first one, I have no idea where that came from, though.
He must have said something.
He must have said something because, like, anything like during the play or that, nothing. There is nothing there whatsoever.
Yeah, and it was probably like the fact that he was like so heated and they were down 5-0 already, so they were like, you know what, it's not going to matter. It's not like, you know, Pittsburgh fans are going to be upset because like, oh, you took our best player out of the game, and no wonder we're going to lose now. Like, thanks. It's like, no, you're already losing 5-0. Like, it's not going to matter.
It did, however, ruin Crosby's point streak or the chance at it because there was still just over 10 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I guess.
But either way, yeah. Just Crosby was just not having a good time. I'm choosing to believe, and nobody can tell me wrong. I am stuck with my opinion. I'm purely being sarcastic here. That it is purely Gary Bettman's fault for being like, and for Connor McDavid as well, right? Saying the get rid of the shootout, do 10 minutes 3-on-3. Connor, Sidney, yeah, you're the faces of our league, and like you make us money, but no, it's too much work to do that. That's where it starts.
So he's trying to get ejected from the games so that, you know, less people are interested in watching.
Exactly. And the numbers are just going to continue to plummet, and Gary's going to go, well, what the fuck did we do wrong? I don't know, Gary, everything.
Yeah.
You took the fun away from the game just as a whole. Like,
yeah. Just forcing him to do the 10 minutes of 3-on-3 to pump those numbers back up.
Yeah.
Just to tie it in back full circle here, we're talking about DJs, arena DJs, one last time here. and yeah, I guess this is the two different schools of thought, whereas you're like, oh, we got scored against, like we got to, you know, wallow in our sadness. But then afterwards you played like the Let's Go organ music and got just to try and hype it up off the face off again. This one is more like, okay, we got scored against, like let's hype the team up to, you know, get them back into it.
Yeah, my thought process, like doing it was, okay, you know what, like I'm not going to give the team that scored a celebratory song. So that's why I'm playing like the intro of Never Too Late by 3 Days Grace, or Some Say by Sum 41.
Yeah.
Just to like not have that team be so hyped up, right? And then then you bring in the kind of the pump up chant or whatever. The Ducks DJ, however, though, I was like thinking about like the content of these songs as well, and it did make me laugh actually because it's just relevant to the game. I feel like the first goal against had them playing "Sleepwalking" by All Time Low, so I got a good giggle out of that one. Second goal was Love from the Other Side by Fall Out Boy. Third one was which is this one was the one that made me laugh the most, I think, because it was the whole like Fowler and Gibson miscommunication thing.
Yeah.
It was Bad Company by Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then I couldn't recognize the fourth and fifth ones. But I was able to pick out the sixth one though, and it was "I'm Not Okay" by My Chemical Romance,
which is perfect for when you're down 6-1.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah,
I did have a good chuckle at it. It's like the note that I have here is like they have to stop playing absolute bangers when we're scored against.
I mean, if you're going to be experiencing this level of low for Ducks hockey, you should at least be able to listen to some good tunes.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I was gonna laugh at it. I was just like, dude, like you're just almost like, it's like, okay, here's the nail with the goal, and then the DJ's just gonna hammer it in with "I'm Not Okay" by MCR.
Yeah. Like you come for the Ducks hockey, you come for Trevor Zegras, Mason McTavish, John Gibson, and you stay for the bangers when the Ducks get lit up. So.
It's what we call musical humor.
Yeah.
And just like contextual awareness.
Yeah. So that's the game against the Pens there. We've got a little bit more to talk about in this episode, but we are going to take a couple minutes break here, and on the other side, injury update. We'll talk some more beef with the Zegras-Stetcher situation. Some more news has been brought to light, and hopefully put it to rest for good. And then of course some big D energy and an upcoming game to talk about, and what we're going to be doing on Wednesday in association with that. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.
The action never ends at DraftKings Sportsbook. With tons of ways to bet on all your favorite sports, you can fuel your fandom and feel the heat of the season like never before. Plus, right now, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving new customers a risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's right. Make your first bet up to $1,000, and if it doesn't win, you'll get another shot to cash in. You can throw down on all the major action for hockey, baseball, golf, MMA, and more. Plus, with same-game parlays, spreads, money lines, over-unders, and props, your betting options feel endless. Best of all, DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. So, what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use the promo code THPN, and make your first deposit and get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. This time of year, everyone's talking about making big changes, which is all well and good, but most of the time, pretty unrealistic. You've probably found that the smallest changes to your routine can actually make the biggest impact. In the same way, you don't have to break the bank to make a big deal purchase. Even the smallest things can be part of a big change if it's something you use every day, just like Raycon earbuds. Raycon is premium audio at the perfect price point, so you can build great habits without breaking the bank. Whether you're looking for a pair of everyday earbuds, low latency gaming headphones, or a speaker with a battery that will last all night at your next party, Raycon's got you covered. And yep, Raycon start at half the price of other premium audio brands. That means you don't have to choose between products. You can get one of each, or a pair and a spare, and still pay less than you would with some of the other guys. Even if you know you'll love your Raycons, Raycon wants to make sure you feel great about your purchase. They offer buy now, pay later options, and every purchase has an easy and free return guarantee. Ready to buy something small with a big impact? Go to buyraycon.com/THPN today to get 15% off your Raycon order. Again, that's buyraycon.com/THPN to score 15% off. buyraycon.com/THPN.
All right, welcome back. we are going to start, I guess, with an injury update. Troy Terry, who has been out for this whole week, it was announced on Friday that he was placed onto IR retroactive to Monday. And he will be out week to week from Dallas Eakins, per Lisa Dillman on Twitter. So, just a little bit of cap relief for the Ducks there. Not that we really need it, but it opens up a roster spot. Like that's really all the benefits that we get from that. Yeah. Not too much. I thought maybe, putting him on IR retroactive to Monday might mean like, oh, he's back. Or like they want that extra roster spot for the weekend, but then he'll be back on Monday because you have to be on IR for a week before you can come back off. But then with the announcement of week to week, it's not looking good.
Nope. And the Ducks are going to have to score by committee is what it looked like.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Not really going to happen, but no. I mean, you can always say it. So,
yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we did get quite a bit of depth scoring on, what was that, Tuesday? No, sorry, not Tuesday. What's today? Today's Sunday. So for our Wednesday episode. When did we play? When did we play last? Was it Monday?
Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday that we played?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even remember who we played. Oh God, this is awful.
Because it was Dallas
Chicago.
and Chicago. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we did play Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. But yeah, it was Tuesday that we got the depth scoring from Leeson and Magna. So it looked promising there, but now just tumbleweeds. So yeah.
About what you'd expect in Anaheim right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yep. Pretty much. Anthony Stolarz also. He's. We talked about this on Wednesday as well. Out day to day. Eriksson Ek was called up from San Diego. He's now been sent back, and Lucas Dostal called back up. So, I don't totally know what they were doing there.
Oh, excuse me.
Like, I don't know how call-ups work. Like, if they've got like some sort of app or something, and you click on who you want from San Diego, and then you hit submit, and then it like submits it to the NHL and notifies everybody.
Oh shit! Sorry, Oli, we asked for the wrong guy by accident. We pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know if that's what it is, but
no, I think it was. I'm just trying to pull up the Gulls schedule here.
They just wanted to get Dostal in to a.
I think it was like they had
game.
planned for Dostal for a specific game there. I'm just double checking here what the schedule looked like.
Yeah,
that's kind of my thought process at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Saturday. Right, the Friday. Remember, San Diego was playing Coachella Valley, where they won 2-1 in overtime.
And Coachella Valley's like top of the.
Yeah, they've been
division,
doing well this season. So just they had Dostal like kind of ready and set for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay. We'll just send Eriksson Ek up because we'll call him up, and then like we'll swap for Dostal after the fact. So
yeah. So I guess that kind of makes sense, especially too like on a Friday night that's like your revenue generating night for San Diego probably. Like their Wednesday game probably doesn't bring in as many tickets, whereas Friday night I think they would probably do quite well in terms of attendance. So, and alcohol sales and food sales and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You don't want people to look and say, oh well, Dostal's in the NHL, so we're going to see Eriksson Ek, and we're bottom of the division. We're playing one of the top teams. Like, is that going to be worth my time to go? Like, or are we just going to get lit the fuck up? But if Dostal's in, like, you're still going to be excited to go.
Yeah,
because he's
and it's also
the guy a lot of people go to see.
Yeah, and it's also just giving Dostal more play time because I'm leaning more to the side that I think we are going to see Stolarz get traded at the trade deadline. It's purely just a hunch. I have no like inside track on it, but just kind of looking around to what teams are going to need goaltending, especially right, just in case somebody goes down. Goaltending is going to be a big thing. I feel like Stolarz can be a guy who can fill in for those spots, and so he's an enticing piece considering he has done fairly well throughout the season.
And also he's a UFA at the end of this season. Dostal's ready to go. Like, you either lose him for nothing in the offseason and you hold on to him to play 10 more games for Gibson to maybe excuse me,
Yeah.
maybe rest a little bit.
8 of them being getting thrown in third period.
Yeah, exactly, right. So, or you get some sort of asset for him, like a mid-round pick, probably.
Yeah.
And then
I can see maybe like a third.
Yeah, third or fourth, maybe, depending on if anything else is involved.
Yeah.
In it, and I guess the desperation of the team that for needing another goaltender, but yeah, and yeah, it just makes sense, I think. So yeah, but yeah, well, I guess it too. We'll see, like if he even does, or like when he comes back as well. Like no one's going to trade for him while he's injured, and if he's still out come trade deadline, then that's it. We're not getting rid of him. So
Yeah, I was just taking a quick look as to like what other goalies would be on like would be upcoming like UFAs kind of thing.
oh yeah,
And from what I can gather, for those that are like in playoff spots that have UFA goalies, those are teams all looking to go to the playoffs here. So like those guys maybe aren't getting moved. Jonathan Quick's not the starter in LA, but
he's not
you know
going
that
anywhere.
he can come up in big situations. And yeah, he's been a king for life and he will be a king for life.
Yeah.
Semyon Varlamov has done well on the island and they're just on the outside looking in right now. So they're trying.
And they're like, their big thing is like, oh, we have two solid goaltenders that can consistently give us a chance to win every night. So like they're not getting rid of them. Yeah, there's no way.
You got Freddie Anderson in Carolina, where Carolina is looking to go deep this year.
But yeah,
the only other one
I don't see them trading that, but they do have Kochetkov as well, stuck behind Anderson and Ranta. But I don't see them getting rid of them just because they are so injury prone, right? So like
it's gonna be an own rental on Anderson there.
Yeah.
The only other guy I could see is maybe Cam Talbot out of Ottawa.
If he gets healthy again.
Is he out right now?
He is, yeah.
I know because I know Anton Forsberg just went out.
Yeah. Talbot's been out since before the All-Star break. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why Matt Sogard went in the other night, and now it's him and
I really haven't been paying attention to Ottawa. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. If they had to get down to Matt Sogard, who is a good goalie, don't mind. Like, don't take that the wrong way.
No, but he's like,
I didn't realize that. Holy shit.
He's younger than Dostal. Like he is.
Yeah,
he is fresh. So
yeah, like we watched him just a couple years ago in Medicine Hat
as a young goalie too. So
yeah. James Reimer is maybe another option, but like outside of that, right. It's Anderson and Ranta in Carolina, and both guys are UFAs. Forgot about that. Seattle's going in and they're taking Martin Jones with them.
That's a team actually I could see trading for Stolarz, is Seattle.
You think so? Because they've been doing okay with Jones and Grubauer.
Yeah, but you just don't know what you're getting with Grubauer. Stolarz is a nice, cheap option for a team that has low expectations. And if one of those goalies goes down or falls off, Stolarz is ready to step in. It's a nice, safe move for Seattle.
It's a safe move, but at the same time, Grubauer and Jones both have not had to be spectacular. They're not expecting anything great out of their goaltending.
No, but if one of them gets injured, what happens? What do you do?
You have do they not have Joey Decord in their system?
I guess they still might have him.
Yeah. I think that's the guy you go to. And Jones can do it if he has to.
Yeah.
And I don't think Seattle's going to be flip-flopping every game, every 2 games kind of thing in the playoffs.
Yeah. Charlotte Checkers, are they not the Carolina Hurricanes affiliate?
No, it's the Florida Panthers one.
The Charlotte Checkers?
Yeah.
Okay, because Decord is playing for the Checkers.
Oh, okay. Did I miss that transaction?
Yeah, potentially. Let's go to Cap Friendly and find out Seattle Kraken's depth chart here. Apologies that we don't know everything going on.
Decord's playing in Coachella.
Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess it is Grubauer and Jones, and then Decord and Chris Gibson.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be fine to go with Decord, who's another solid young goaltender.
Fair. Okay. Google is lying to me then by saying his current team is the Charlotte Checkers. So,
Aiden Hill's another guy, but Vegas is trying to hold on to a playoff spot, which is saying something considering I think they're still in first place right now. Are they not? But that Pacific, like the top three in the Pacific,
not by much though. Yeah.
Yeah, like they could easily lose. Like they're in first right now, but they could easily drop out. Is the crazy part.
Yeah. Sorry, just actually to jump back to Seattle for a quick sec. Yes, you're right that they are probably gonna, like, they do have Decord in the system, but if they have to call him up to the NHL, then that kind of just shoots their AHL team in the foot, who is doing pretty well this year. So like,
yeah,
you either way, like it doesn't matter who you would call up, but either way, somebody goes down and Decord either needs to stay and so that you can call Stolarz up, or Stolarz needs to take over in the AHL so that Decord can go and play for the Kraken. Because yeah, I think like you would be doing quite a disservice to your AHL team if you just like yoinked their starting goaltender while you were trying to make a playoff run. So
yeah. The only other guy I could see would have been like Craig Anderson, but Buffalo's trying to knock on the door as well in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Stolarz would be like the next best.
He's like the only goalie that could potentially go anywhere. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what Columbus does with Korpisalo. I just see his name here.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose he's an option. Yeah.
So Thomas Greiss is 37. Wow, okay.
Oh wow. He's been around for a long time.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the current injury status of the Anaheim Ducks. As promised, we've got some more news on the Zegras-Stetcher situation. So John Boy, who everyone was calling for to do a lip reading because he's kind of,
the true professional.
The true professional at this. Yeah. So
everybody else can sit the fuck down.
Yeah. I don't know how long ago it came out. I think a couple days ago. He was like, yeah, sorry, I was away during the time when this was all going down, but don't worry, I've got it. Got it figured out. So he didn't really figure out what exactly Zegras was saying in that clip that was going around, but then he watched like the other subsequent clips as they were sorting out the penalties and all the cameras following Stetcher, and like when he was talking to the bench and to the refs and even just other Anaheim Ducks, he read the lips of him there saying like, this is bullshit. Like he was saying it to Henrique, to Klingberg, to the bench, to the refs and linesmen. Like he was chirping my family and stuff like that. And then he started saying like he chirped my wife, and then John Boy said, which is funny because Stetcher doesn't even have a wife. He has a long-term girlfriend that they've been together for like years and years, but they're like just not married. So it's like basically his wife, but like officially it's just his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, but they've been together long enough that it's like that. So
you're telling me that when Zegras was doing like the pointing up thing, he's like, should have put a ring on it. Fucking Rihanna shit here.
I guess maybe, yeah. Yeah. That could be it. Yeah.
Zegras just like put a ring on it before I do, motherfucker.
Yeah. So what John Boy's best guess was then he, with all of that context, he then went back to that clip that was circulating around when Zegras was in the scrum with Stetcher. And like you kind of missed the first part of what he's saying because he's behind the ref's head. But he just kind of assumed like, oh, I'm going to like bang your wife later kind of thing. And then like the part that everyone's like, oh, your dad's watching up there. That what everyone thought that was is like, you're going to come watch later kind of thing, like you're gonna come watch me bang your wife. Like that is kind of what he was doing, which it does fit. And if he's saying like he tripped
which
my
falls
wife,
in line of
so.
It like the cross a line inappropriate definitely lines up with that.
Yeah,
See,
like
you just have me in my head just coming up with like the different funny things you could say. Just like, yeah, I'm gonna 360 no scope your wife later in bed. You gonna come watch?
yeah. Yeah, we could get wildly inappropriate with what this motion means, but if he's saying he tripped my wife, like odds are that's what he's saying, and like basically calling Stetcher like a what's it called when you watch somebody like bang your partner?
Not sure.
There's a word for it, and I'm blanking on it right now, and I don't want to look it up because
that's not the culture
I'm not on incognito mode, so I don't need that in my search history. But it's definitely inappropriate. Like, it's not the worst thing. So like, yeah, maybe Stetcher did overreact a little bit, but like, that's the kind of shit that you say when you're in like, bantam or peewee.
Yeah, it's the cross the line stuff, but does make sense of just like, no comment, it's done with kind of thing. From
exactly.
Like Stetcher and the Coyotes themselves.
Yeah, when you're already heated because Hayton just took a high stick to the face, got shoved to the ice, and then took a cross check, and then the guy that cross checked your teammate is saying like talking about your wife, and Stetcher's like he was basically like, you can go and watch the full clip. It's only like 5 minutes, but he's saying like those are some lines you don't cross, like you don't touch family kind of thing, like chirp all you want, but like leave my family out of it. Then there was comments like keep my wife's name out of your mouth and like shit like that, which is hilarious, but it does make sense. So.
He gave my teammate the stick, and then he said he was going to give my wife the stick later too.
Yeah. So it's still probably kind of inappropriate and just generally immature, but that's what it says. It makes a lot of sense. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you got one other piece of news here?
I came across this tweet from Ducks Prospects yesterday that I just wanted to bring up here really quickly. Just a little check-in on Owen Zellweger, who remember got traded to the Kamloops Blazers in the WHL. Just a little check-in on how he's been doing since the WHL trade deadline.
Mm-hmm. What was that? A couple weeks he's been in Kamloops now?
Yeah, so he's played 13 games with the Blazers now, where he has tallied 7 goals and 16 assists for 23 points.
In 13 games?
In 13 games.
Nuts.
As a defenseman. He is now tied for 6th among WHL defensemen in scoring with 51 points, and his first in points per game with 1.42 point per game pace.
Wow.
As a defenseman.
Yeah. And like he probably would be first in like total points if he didn't leave for the World Juniors as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's that makes sense.
Yeah, I do want to pull up like where he is. Like I know he's in 6th there, but
you're like just like how close he is. Like if yeah. I mean, I think we know who's going to be top in WHL scoring, but
okay, so Zellweger is at 51 in 36 games. Top guy is Benjamin Zloty. Yeah,
what?
Zloty. Zloty.
In the WHL?
Yes. Who is playing for the Winnipeg Ice.
Okay, and they're doing pretty good this year. So.
Yeah, and he has played 47 games and put up 60 points.
Okay.
So he's 9 points back, having played 11 games less.
Yeah. Which on his current 1.4 game point streak is, it makes, or not, sorry, 1.4 points per game would like, if he had played those 11 games, he would obviously be up there. Where's Connor Bedard then? I would have assumed that like, even though he was at the World Juniors, he would still be like, oh yeah, he's at like 90 points. No big deal. Like,
oh, sorry. That is just defenseman scoring.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But if we take a look at all positions though, what did I say? Zellweger at 51. So let's see where Zellweger is. He is 49th in the league in points.
Okay.
At 51.
Damn. Okay. I mean, still, like there is a difference between defensemen and forwards. So,
I'm gonna read you the top 3 here.
Okay. Is it Connor Bedard 3 times?
No. In third spot is Zachary Benson of the Winnipeg Ice, who has 74 points. Logan Stank.
In how many games? Sorry.
In 47.
Okay.
So which is still pretty damn good.
Oh yeah.
That's a 1.57 point per game pace.
Mm-hmm.
Logan Stankoven, who is playing for Kamloops, and was part of that Team Canada team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. He's put up 76 points in 34 games, which that is impressive as hell. At 2.24 point per game pace, and then so again 6 points in 34 games, and then you have Mr. Connor Bedard, who in 39 games has put up 96 points.
Jesus Christ.
For a 2.46 point per game pace for the Regina Pats.
That's absolutely nuts, man.
So there's that he's 20 points ahead in 5 less games, or in 5 more games, sorry.
Yeah.
But there's also the difference of Stankoven is 19. Bedard is 17.
Yeah. Like what? Sorry, you said 96 points and Stankoven had
76.
76. So yeah, so 20 points difference. Yeah. That's insane. Just so basically what the WHL Connor is doing is the same as what the NHL Connor is doing, because McDavid has 97 points to Leon Draisaitl's 79, so 18-point difference, but the next closest non-Oiler, Nikita Kucherov, is at 77, so 20 points difference.
Yeah.
So Bedard, like in 5-6 years, Bedard is going to be doing the same shit to the NHL probably. Just like, you know what? We're like halfway through the season and I'm already like at 90 points and like 40 goals, and it's like we're literally just going to see Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard like swap the Art Ross Trophy and the Hart Trophy every year, probably. Honestly. Or every couple of years. Like there's no hope for anybody else. That's nuts, man. That's absolutely insane. Where's Zellweger at? Because you said he was 49th in total points, but in terms of points per game, I like to look at more for the WHL just because the games played is so drastically different with the players leaving for World Juniors. So
where is Zellweger in the point per game?
Yeah.
In the WHL? He is sitting 10th.
Okay. Yeah. So that makes a lot more sense then.
Yeah, at 1.42 rounded.
Yeah. Okay.
So
nice.
I did want to double check though with what Connor McDavid did in his last season with the Erie Otters. So he put up 120 points in 47 games, which was a 2.55 point per game pace. So Bedard is literally just like behind that at like a 2.46 point.
Yeah. So basically the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Just for everybody to understand how good this kid might be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's a reason we talk about him on literally every episode, and he has nothing to do with the Ducks, let alone the NHL at this point. Yet. Yeah. Like he's coming. So don't worry about it. So, but yeah, that's good for Zellweger that he's having success in Kamloops and guaranteed place in the Memorial Cup with Kamloops hosting this year. So
he's gonna be playing. Yeah, he's gonna be playing a lot of big games this year, right? With the 2 World Juniors in the span of a calendar year, along with WHL playoffs and Memorial Cup.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and look what that did for Mason McTavish. Like he's just come in and like he's still a rookie and like he's not just leading the charge offensively for the team, but he's in the rookie scoring race, and he probably would be doing a lot better if he wasn't stuck on the Anaheim Ducks. He was on a team like Seattle, who was actually doing something with their season. But like he just has a very mature game already. Mason McTavish, like he's shooting puck, he's playing in a variety of positions. He has no problem like throwing his body around and that kind of stuff. I think that all these experiences will help Zellweger come into the NHL a lot smoother. as well, because he'll just be confident with the puck. He'll be able to make smart plays, and he'll just be like calm in all situations because he's like played in so many big games and experienced such a high level of competition. So, and then come the time that the Ducks actually are a playoff team, these guys will have experience in big, meaningful games, and I think they'll be able to step up into those in 3-4 years, ideally 3-4 years. So,
yeah, exactly. And speaking of Mason McTavish, I hadn't taken a look at where he was in rookie scoring for a little bit. Manny Beniers was out for that little bit there, right? Which is why he missed the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Beniers is at 36 points. McTavish is at 30 points.
Okay.
So he is slowly gaining up on him. So
yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's good for him whether he wins or not. So
yeah.
Okay, before we get into upcoming games, which will wrap up the episode, I wanted to pull up a clip from the AHL. I guess we'll just kind of stay outside of the NHL. We were talking WHL, now we're doing AHL. Apparently, I closed my tab. So
wow, way to go!
Yeah, so that's not good.
Come prepared. Come on.
I was prepared, and then I closed it. So, so I had this clip saved from just the other night. And I do want to share this picture with you as well. So this is a picture of Yaroslav Askarov, of a draft pick of the Nashville Predators. So this is him there. Just look at that stash. Just wonderful stash. Right there. Yeah. That alone deserves one of these. A big energy move. Just rocking that stash as a 20-year-old.
If I had like more of like the defined chin. That's actually, I feel like that's pretty close to like my.
It is.
Like I have a bit more length on the stash, but
yeah,
like, kind of the same kind of cut.
Yeah, so that's definitely that's definitely a look that you could rock, I think. But Askarov is a Nashville Predators pick. He's still only 20 years old, so he's playing down in the AHL with the Milwaukee Admirals. But he's highly touted. Where was he drafted? He was drafted pretty high, I feel. Where did he go? Again, closing the tab.
Come on, man.
I know. I had all of these things
How
open.
Could you?
And then I started looking up other things using the same tab, which is just dumb of me. So Hockey DB here, 11th overall in the 2020 draft. So he went very, very high.
Yeah.
I believe he like not lit up, but he was like the talk of the World Juniors around then as well with Russia. Like he's a very, very good prospect. And the other night in the AHL with the Milwaukee Admirals, this game went to a shootout, and just after he didn't really stop this one. The guy just missed the net, but he put up 45 saves in this one for the Admirals to take a 2-1 win. And look at this celly that he does here.
Now between the wheels, he shoots it wide, and the Admirals win.
And then he pulls the net down and starts bench. Sorry. This announcer is dumb. He calls it doing push-ups. So I'm going to announce here. Askarov pulls the net down in front of him in the crease and starts bench pressing it. Does 5 reps before he throws the net up. And then thank God for his teammate spotting him here. He would have got conked, which is hilarious. But
this is why you should always get a spotter when you're doing bench press. Everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. So lesson learned there. He also dropped the stick on his face and give a shit. Continue bench pressing. But what a power move there. It's not even like he made the save, but like because the guy just missed the net. Yeah. But that celly, like I love goalie cellies because they're just like it's just pure raw emotion and pressing the net after a shootout win where you put up 45 saves. Holy shit.
A big energy move. Absolutely.
Just I don't even have anything else to say about this, but it needs to happen again. Like just a big energy move by Askarov there. Like that's just nuts, man.
I don't remember if it was in the A or if it was in the ECHL maybe, but I think somebody else did that earlier as well. And somebody had sent it to me and was like, you have to do this at your next lacrosse game.
Did you do it?
I forgot about it, but now I'm seeing this. I still have we had like a 2-week break due to the Super Bowl and just the holiday in Canada here this week.
Mhm.
But yeah, the next game back, and if we win it, I'm pulling this. So
Absolutely, yeah. Unless you get like lit up, like if it's like a 13-12, like I wouldn't do it. But if you were telling me the other night you had like a 4-goal against game, which for lacrosse is like
ridiculously low. Yeah. I was having a good couple string of games there.
Yeah, it would be like the equivalent of Askarov here, where like he let in 1 goal on 46 shots. So yeah, that's I would do it then.
Yeah,
because that would be awesome, especially for beer league. Like no one's gonna be mad; they're gonna think it's funny. But, I'm surprised that I closed the tab, so I don't remember who they were playing here. But I'm surprised the other team wasn't like, pretty pissy about that. I mean, maybe because it's the AHL and not the NHL, so it's a little bit more of that stuff gets let go, I think. But
excuse me. Double checking if I can just find like the Tennessean has an article about it here.
Okay.
The Rockford Ice Hogs, the affiliate of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay. Yeah. So it's it's just a nuts move. Like that's
quality. I love it.
I can't believe that. So it's good.
That's good shit.
Yeah. And
if he did that, if he did that in the NHL, Gary would be calling and be like, "Hey, stop that! No fun in this league. Fuck off with that."
Yeah, exactly. What's his nuts from the Coyotes a few years ago? The guy who's I literally say this every week. I feel I still don't remember his name. The guy that beat Troy Terry's face in last season, skilling it up.
Jay Beagle.
Jay Beagle, yeah. Jay Beagle would not be happy with that for sure. And that's a guarantee.
Or I forget what the announcer's name was, but that's fine because he's completely irrelevant.
Yeah. So again, if you guys are just listening to the podcast, jump over to our YouTube channel, or I might even make this a clip on Twitter or Instagram at Quack Report Pod, or even a clip on YouTube. But jump over to one of our social platforms. I'm gonna put it up and so that you can see it because it's hilarious. That's such
it's good.
But all right, yeah. Let's wrap up here with some upcoming games, which we just have the one against the Buffalo Sabres, which will be at home at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And if you are going to the game, that's fantastic. But if you're not going to the game, but you want to feel, a little more social rather than sitting in your basement and watching the game, you can join us over on the THPN YouTube channel at THPN. And we will be doing a watch along there as well for this game against the Sabres on Wednesday night. Not like in, I guess kind of in lieu of our normal episode, because normally that happens at 8 o'clock. So instead of coming here at 8 o'clock onto our YouTube channel at Quack Report Pod, go over to at THPN for the watch along. And then after the game, we'll be doing a kind of post game mini episode sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we'll do the post game talk, and then we won't really talk about this Vegas game too much, just because it'll be late and a few days old at that point. And then we'll do quick goals update, quick what's quacking. So it'll definitely be a shorter episode, but we're kind of making for the watch along, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it'll be a good time.
All that stuff out of the way. Let's now talk about the Buffalo game and what we might be able to expect here.
Yeah, so Buffalo's been doing fairly well, to say the least. They're 5-3-2 in their last 10, 15-7-2 on the road, with a 26-21-4 record for 56 points. They are currently 7 points outside of a wild card spot right now, with both Florida and the Islanders ahead of them. So they have some work to do, but I think a lot of people are looking at Buffalo, though, as that team that might be able to get in there.
They have 5 games in hand and on the Panthers, and 4 on the Capitals, who are first in the wild card. So
totally possible.
It's very, very possible.
Yeah. So, and not gonna lie, I'm kind of hoping for it. So
yeah, it would take a lot for them to make it top 3 into the division, because I think those are pretty set. Rangers at 70 points in 3rd place, and they just stocked up with Tarasenko as well. So, and then the Lightning at 70, and as well in the Atlantic. So, well, I guess they can't make it top 3 in the Metro, so that was dumb. But yeah, those top 3 in the East is what I'm saying, or the top 6, I guess, are set. So really now it's, yeah, Washington, Pittsburgh, the Islanders, the Panthers, the Sabres. I guess you could put Detroit in there, like 51 games played, 54 points. Like they're in a very similar boat to the Sabres, but their goal differential is just quite a bit lower, and
Yeah, I don't think it's
loser
happening
points
for
as well. So yeah, maybe they're not quite in there, but you could make the argument that there's 6 teams fighting for the last 2 spots, 5 for sure, Buffalo being that 5th one. So they're playing meaningful hockey, and they're going to be a tough team to play against.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. I'm looking at their road record there at 15-7-2. And they are going to play LA before they play us.
Like the night before?
Or
just
let me double check that part, because they just said that like they were playing LA next. Oh no, okay. they'll have a day break in between that, actually.
Okay, and then a couple days off before San Jose. So
yep. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that in mind, I'm gonna go with a Buffalo win here. Oh man, I don't know. Tage Thompson has been something else this season. Rasmus Dahlin has been doing great as well.
They've got like solid, stable goaltending as well from all of the guys they've played. So, keep in mind as well, the last time that the Ducks played the Sabres, which was back on a day that you probably didn't watch the game, January 21st, that was a 6-3 win for the Sabres.
I did catch part of that game, actually.
Oh, you did? It was an early morning one as well, I guess. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the same spread as that last game, but I'm gonna drop it down a goal for each. I'm gonna go 5-2 for the Sabres.
5-2. All right.
Yeah.
5-2 for Buffalo. Yeah. Buffalo is coming off of a tough loss to the Flames on Saturday. And I mean, it'll be a few days old at that point, but when a team just gets lit up by like 7-2,
it
really sparks something.
First period.
Yeah, it sparks something in you for not just the next game you play, for like the next few games, like the next couple weeks probably.
Yeah.
So and they lost 5-1 at home as well to the Carolina Hurricanes before the All-Star break on the first there. So I mean, you could maybe chalk that 7-2 loss up to we haven't played in 10 days because it's been the bye week, but they're going to come out strong against the Kings. And I think that's still going to carry over into Anaheim and San Jose as well, especially given their road record. I am not too optimistic here. I'm going to say, I'm going to take the same. Well, no, I'm going to say 5-1 for Buffalo. I was going to say 4-1, but let's go 5-1.
All right.
So
can I actually tweak mine a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
I want to make it 4-2.
4-2. Okay.
I'm going to be a little nicer to the Ducks.
That's very kind of you. Very, very optimistic as well. I do also just want to say, I just saw, I was in the NHL app here that as we're recording. Both of our predictions, it's a 5-2.
Wait, it's 6-2.
It's 6-2 now? Okay. Oh, just kidding. It's 7-2.
What?
Yeah, the app says 7-2. It hasn't updated fully. It must have literally just happened with a few minutes to go here. So.
Oh, there's 7-2. Yep. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. We don't have the game on because we just want to keep the internet connection good and stable, and it's not always that way. And we also want to enjoy our Sunday afternoon.
I predicted a 3-1 win for the Ducks.
What were you smoking on Wednesday night, man? That's
fucking apparently something good.
Must have been some good shit, because in what world do we go from 3-1 win to 7-2, potentially worse, because there's still 4 minutes to go? Oh, that's nuts. Oh god, is Gibson still in net? That's one.
Yes,
yeah, he is. At this point, you leave him. So
yeah. Oh, poor dude.
So, 30 saves. Anyways, I guess add that to the total.
Yeah, there's still time. Oh, there's 37 37 shots.
Yeah,
just popped up.
Yeah. So yeah, at least I had the team right with Vegas, 4-2 as opposed to 7-2.
Me and my optimistic ass on Wednesday.
Yeah. So I mean, I think now we're not going to find a full replay and put ourselves through that, but we'll definitely watch the highlights and maybe talk a little bit about this before Wednesday, just so we can give a little bit of context and just a couple talking points in there.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, mostly we'll be focused on the game against the Sabres, since that'll be fresh, and we'll be doing the watch along for that one over at THPN, so on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else here? Did we? I don't think we missed anything. You got any last minute thoughts here for this Monday edition of the Quack Report?
I got nothing.
All right. Sounds good. Well, if no, I'm not going to go there. That's okay. If people want to just give you suggestions for some absolute bangers to play during the Copperheads playoff run here that you're DJing for, as we talked about off the top, where can they do that at? Obviously, they're not going to hear them, but if they're like, oh, you should play this is a good arena tune. Where can they do that?
Yeah, you can tweet those at me at Tatenomas on Twitter, TATENHOMAS, or it's right here if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah. And if you want to send me more videos of goalies bench pressing the net, or if you are a goalie yourself and you break this out at your next beer league game, definitely send that my way at Carter_Potts, POTTS_97. Maybe you'll be featured on next Monday's BDE segment. Who knows? There
you go.
Yeah. And then we are also on Twitter at Quack Report Pod. The network is at HockeyPodNet or at THPN on YouTube for that watch along once again. Thank you guys very much for tuning in to another episode of the Quack Report. It can't get worse than 7-2, and go Ducks go.